Okay, so here's a vintage RC10 that was raced back in the day where they were lightning, taking all the weight out. I just bought it because I thought it was cool. And so, yeah, and they cut this down a little bit too low and everything. But anyways, we started driving it. The 6-gear transmission died. And I didn't want to mess with the 6-gear, and I didn't really want to go buy a vintage transmission when I had a B5 transmission, which I knew would be stronger. It's got wider gear surfaces. This distance right here is a tiny bit wider, but all the dimensions looked really good. A couple things: you got to clear out some plastic in the bulkhead here and here. Don't make the mistake of cutting this off too much, as I did. You can see that side is not really doing us any good here. So those screws are going down through to hold that in place. And then when I get to the bottom there, this piece is going to be a little bit higher. So when I bolt that down good, it's actually going to pull down on the bulkhead, and that'll be good. So it's all looking really good. So the next thing I got to do is drill these 4 holes, and without a little pressure applied, they don't line up, but when I apply a little pressure, they do line up. So that's how it's going to rest in the car. So then I took actually a zip tie and made a jig, because I knew I could only drill these holes once. And there's the jig. I haven't actually drilled the aluminum yet, but there's my jig held in place with 2 holes I'm going to drill through. You can see I just have them bolted in place to hold it in place. Then I'll have to cut out the nice square for the square that sits in the bottom of a B5 transmission. I'll have to cut out the square for that surface right there. And I'll have that done soon.